plaintiff, Ramon Blakey, dated the defendant, and after they had a baby, Ramon cheated on her with an ex-girlfriend. Ramon claims while he was in jail, the defendant was using his car, and she totaled it. And then she kept the money she got from insurance, so he's suing. Defendant Alana Shaw says she dated Ramon for a year before she found out he was dating another woman at the same time. Alana claims Ramon went to prison while she was pregnant with his child, and while there, she supported him. But she's countersuing for commissary payments and a bail bond.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
I met her in 2007. I had another relationship that I was in, jumped out of that. A couple months later, met her off and on for about 6 or 7 years. We were messing around. We really didn't become girlfriend and boyfriend until, I would say 2010, 2011. After that, we ended up having a baby my second time coming out of jail. We had a kid. I ended up cheating on her with an ex-girlfriend.
Could you afford the child?
Not really, no.
Right.
But we had a kid. I ended up cheating with my ex-girlfriend. I was apologetic about the situation. She didn't want to, I guess, get over the fact that I cheated and try to move on with the situation.
Ma'am, let me hear from you.
I met Ramon in 2008. He was in a relationship, but I didn't find out until a year later. So I moved out of state. When I came back to Minnesota, which was in 2013, he was incarcerated. But in between time, I was coming back and forth and seeing Ramon. And so when he was incarcerated in 2013, I got in contact with him. That's when we started our relationship. 2015 is when we had our son. And then he went to jail when I was pregnant.
Back.
Yes, sir.
Back. Don't
Yes,
forget
Your
that part. B-A-C-K.
back.
All right.
That is
Go
crazy.
ahead, sir. What you suing us for today?
Well, when I went to jail, back to jail, I had some keys to my car, extra
Oh,
set.
okay. You say you had some keys in there. 2 kilos? You say you had 2
Cars,
keys?
not
Oh,
keys.
cars.
Come
Oh,
on
okay.
now.
Go ahead, sir. So you had 2 sets of keys. What happened?
Before I went to jail, like 2.5 weeks before I went, she was complaining about the bail money. So I told her she can sell my car. She didn't want to go through selling it. So I put it on Craigslist for $1,100 and sold the car and gave her the money for the car. We didn't have no agreement about me paying her no money back or nothing like this, but just to stop the complaints, I gave her the money for the car, told her she could have it. What she did with it is what she did with it. She was on her own with that. I went to jail after that. My Cadillac I still had. She didn't have no car at the time. She was complaining on the phone, so I let her know, you ain't got to complain no more or catch no Ubers or nothing like that. You can just come and get these keys. She gets the keys. About 2 months later, before I get out, the car gets crashed, but I don't find out until the end of my sentence. She tells me she sold it to somebody for $2,300. I didn't find out that the car had got into an accident until after I got out of jail. Now, before I got out of jail, she had stated to me, I'm gonna have all your money when you get out. I said, that's cool. I get out of jail, said, what's going on? She said, well, I was short on rent, this and this and that and the third. Rent's only $1,450. I'm like, okay, but what happened with the rest of the money? Oh, well, I'm gonna give you the money, you just gotta wait. I call the DMV. The DMV tell me a whole different story. The DMV tells me that the car got into an accident and that she received some money for the car. So she gets some money for it, doesn't tell me nothing
Money
about
from
it.
insurance?
Yes. So she doesn't tell me.
And got the car fixed, I assume?
No, the car is still total. Actually, it's in.
What happened to the insurance money? Okay, you have value of your car?
No, I just have the
Anything?
title for the car.
Okay,
that was
we
totaled.
don't know the value of it?
The value of it was $2,700.
I know. How can you prove that, though? What year was it? Ma'am, let me hear from you. He says that you wrecked his car. You got money from the insurance company for totaling his car, and you didn't give him the money.
I got into the car accident June 10th, 2017. He did release the car to me for those purposes.
To use it?
Yes, sir.
Not to total it?
No.
All right.
I wasn't. I
You
wasn't
said
the
those
ca-
purposes. Go ahead.
I wasn't the cause of the accident, though. We had a power outage in St. Paul, and a lady she got off the highway and ran the light. She almost hit another person, and I was blindsided. So I did run it across Ramon that I had a car accident because I injured my shoulder. So Ramon knew a lot of this. Ramon's in denial.
That's a lie.
He's in
Okay,
denial.
he knew it, but
Right.
what did y'all discuss about him getting the insurance money for his car that you totaled?
I did hold the money for him.
Okay,
I did.
what happened to it?
I held the money all the way up until September.
And you changed your mind?
No, sir.
Yes.
What happened to it?
No, sir.
What happened to the man's money?
My grandmother took sick, and Ramon knows that she took sick, and the money was put up. So I had to stop working for a little while. So our bills was due. Our bills were due.
You spent the money?
Yes, on bills.
All right.
I'm not denying that.
Okay.
And so I asked Ramon, I need to use the money for bills, but I'm going to pay you back.
Okay.
That was the discussion that we had on a recorded phone call while he was in
And
jail.
have you paid him back?
No.
I have not paid him back as of yet.
So
but
all that long story I had to listen to was for what? You haven't
Exactly.
paid him back. You better go to one of the 1-800 lawyers if you want something for your shoulder. But from what I'm hearing, you were paid for the damage to his car. And that money was all his. Not a dime should have gone to you. How does he owe you for bail, bond, and commissary?
So we were in a relationship. We were supposed to have been in a relationship the whole time that he was incarcerated. So I made sure he had money on his books. I took care of Ramon. I took care of our bills, our son. I did what I felt I was doing as a woman, his woman. So when we have arguments, I didn't bring home the paperwork because I didn't want you to see who else was putting money on my books. The money that I was putting on your books, I could have used towards my bills, and I wouldn't have had to use your money towards our bills.
You didn't put $1,900 on my
When
book.
you were putting the money on his books while he was in jail, when did he say he would repay you?
He didn't so much as say he would repay me. He pretty much was saying that
He said thank you,
pretty much.
which means it was a gift.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, if somebody
If it
doesn't
was a
tell
gift,
you,
you
that-
wouldn't-
if
if it was-
somebody doesn't say, I will pay you back, they say thank you. That
He
means
did. We
it's a
looked out
gift.
for each other is how I
All
looked
right.
at it.
On the bail bond, how does he owe you for that?
The bail. He went to jail because of another female. He did 90 days because of that. So I bailed him out based on that.
And did he agree to repay that?
Yes, sir. He did agree to pay that back. If you come get me out, I'll pay you back as soon as I get out.
All right, sir. Is that true about the bail money?
That's a lie. What happened was she didn't even have a car. So I was going to give her the option to take the Lincoln. You can have it. She's like, it's
That's
too
not
big.
the first time I bailed him out.
She said, it's too big.
That's not the first time
I
I
don't
bailed
want
him
to
out.
drive that. I said, I met you when you was driving an old Suburban. A big old
It
Suburban.
was a Tahoe.
She's like 5'2". So you can drive a Lincoln, right? So she said, I don't want it. I said, so I got an idea for you. How about you sell the Lincoln and you take the money for that so you can stop talking about this bail? Mind you, we did not come to an agreement to pay this. It doesn't say in here that you're going to...
So you deny ever agreeing to repay the bail bond?
Yeah, no, that's why I gave her the Lincoln, because she did not agree.
That's what you're saying. You repaid her with the Lincoln. How much was the Lincoln worth?
$1,100.
Ma'am?
That's incorrect. This was
wow.
the second time I bailed him out. So I've bailed him out twice. The first bail was $1,300.
Right.
He paid me back
He gave
with
you
the
the
Lincoln.
Lincoln.
Right. So this bail doesn't have anything to do with no Lincoln.
For $1,100.
Right.
Sir,
She's mixing and matching stories.
how many times did she bail you out?
She bailed me out one time.
I bailed you out twice. We're not going.
Who bailed you out the other time?
I bailed myself out. I was dealing with 3 women. So this is the situation. She's not adding She's not gonna add this in there.
Clear it up.
So-
You wasn't with me
Hold on,
when you
stop.
was messing with
Now
the three that couldn't come get
since
you
you're not
out.
gonna tell that part of the story, I'm gonna tell it.
Because
I was
they
dealing
couldn't
with
come get you
3
out.
women.
Oh man, so you quit talking to me about all that. $1,110 is your judgment. I believe he owes you for the bail bond. On the commissary payment, claim dismissed. That was a gift, I'm sure. And on the cost of the car, the $2,700 that he's suing you for, you kept the money that was rightfully his. Judgment for the plaintiff, $2,700, and for your bail money. Have a good day.
I'm just glad it's over. He can get his car and he can do whatever it is he's trying to do. He don't got to keep harassing me about it.
She's lost in the sauce. That's all I got to say.
Plaintiff Jermaine White dated the defendant, and he claims she is violent. Jermaine says while at the doctor's office, the defendant falsely accused him of cheating with a woman who was also at the doctor's office, and she then jumped her. Jermaine is suing his ex for truck damages. Defendant Qualisha Larkins admits that she jumped a woman at the doctor's office, but she insists Jermaine was unfaithful because Jermaine is nothing but a serial cheater. Qualisha denies owing for the damages to his truck.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
I met Qualisha in 2012. We had 2 beautiful children together. Everything went well in the beginning of the relationship, but Qualisha likes to fight, Your Honor. And
Does she drink?
coolers, yeah.
Okay.
So
I
one
was
day,
wondering, a lot of people get confrontational when they drink because otherwise she doesn't seem like the confrontational type. She looks so innocent.
but she's not, Your Honor.
She's not.
No.
She's the devil.
Yes, plain devil.
No,
The devil in a beige dress.
no, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Your Honor,
So give me some examples of her confrontational style.
one day, Your Honor, we were at the doctor's office, and she accused me of cheating with a young lady at the doctor's office.
You're in the doctor's office,
We're in the doctor's office.
and she says, yeah, you don't think I know it, but you messing with that woman.
Yes, Your Honor. We end up both in jail.
Jail. How do you go from being in the doctor's office to being in jail?
She jumps on the young lady at the doctor's office, Your Honor.
It happened, but they were messing around. I had caught Jermaine is a serial cheater. Yes, me and Jermaine have been together. I've known Jermaine for about 10 years. But the reality of it is he's a serial cheater, Your Honor. In the beginning of our relationship, I caught Jermaine coming out of our neighbor's house, my next door neighbor, at about 5 o'clock in the morning. And when I confronted him yes,
5 in the morning.
yes, I woke up out of my sleep and he was not home.
When you went to sleep, he was where?
He was in
Just
our
in the
bedroom.
house, not in the bed.
Right. I mean, he was in the house, yes.
Okay.
When I woke up, Jermaine was not there. I called his phone and he said, I'm at the gas station. But it was quiet, you know, and I'm like, okay, so I gave the benefit of the doubt, but I'm looking out the
Did
window.
you ask him why he went to the gas station at 5, or does he
I mean,
work
it was in the
early in the
summer.
mornings? He works early morning?
No, he doesn't work early morning, but it was in the summertime, you know,
Okay.
so I gave him the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but I was looking out the bedroom window the whole time because I had a feeling that something was going on. And I see him coming out the house at about 5. I heard out the next door neighbor's house, and I confronted him about it. He didn't have anything to say about it, but and then like here lately, back in February,
That's who you should have jumped on. You're in here jumping on people in their doctor's office. That woman didn't make him do anything, if that's the case. And secondly, I know you're not fool enough to bring your woman to the location where your other woman is working. Did she have to go to the doctor too? Did she have an illness?
No, Your Honor.
So I don't believe he would do that.
Okay.
But if you will be at the next door neighbor's house until 5 a.m. and have no explanation when you come out, then you're subject to bring your woman to the work location that your other woman is at. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Explain that.
Your Honor, I was just next door getting a cigarette and
Yeah, there's a lot of people like cigarettes after they finish their thing. Go ahead.
That's good.
Go ahead. You got you a cigarette. That's what you went over there for at 5 in the morning. Well, you had insomnia that night?
I guess so, Your Honor.
How long ago was this?
About 2013, 14.
That's the 5 a.m.
Yes.
What about the doctor's office?
That was back in February.
This past February?
Yes, here recently, back in February. We were at the doctor's
So
office.
tell me how you approached this woman. You don't even give her the benefit of an explanation? What happened? Tell me what happened. Because you should have jumped on him. I don't want you to jump on nobody. You shouldn't fight, and I don't want anybody engaged in violence because unfortunately this country has been flooded with guns and people don't fight anymore, they shoot. So I don't want any of that, but I do want to know what happened.
You're right about that, Your Honor. You're absolutely right about the violence. But I did confront Mr. White about the situation. You know, I had previously called him.
I want the woman. I want to get this scene in my head
Okay.
about you going after the nurse or whatever, the technician
Yes.
at the doctor's office. Tell me how that happened. You saw her and you said, hey! And he talked to you.
Well, pretty much.
Let me holler at you.
I was just, at this point, I was fed up. You know, he's a serial cheater. When I seen her at the doctor's office, I was just tired. And
You didn't even ask her? What'd you say?
I had already confronted her before and told her to basically back up, you know.
Sir,
She's a fighter.
I know you didn't bring her to the doctor's office. And she had already confronted this woman about messing with you in the past. So what? Now that's even double crazy. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah.
You bring her already to a place where you say no, but where she suspects that there's a woman there at the doctor's office that you are seeing. She has already confronted the woman at an earlier time. So now you're going to bring her and rub it in her face.
Pretty much.
You see why I say you whooped the wrong person now?
Yeah, you're right. Looking back, you are absolutely correct.
Well, it ain't too late.
You're right.
No violence, y'all. Just having fun. No violence. Chicago and all these other cities. They're engaged in violence, not over drugs and not over money. It's over beef, small beefs. A lot of it has to do with women and men. You mess with my woman, you looked at my woman, you tried to holler at my woman, you tried to do whatever, you stepped on my show, you part of another gang and you riding through my neighborhood playing your little rapper gang members' music. That's disrespectful, so we gotta shoot you. Nothing to do with money. Things that we used to fight over.
Right.
They are now shooting over.
Exactly.
So I'm totally against physical confrontation to resolve disputes. And for those of you who suggest that my past doesn't reflect that aversion to violence, that's my past. And I won't go upside your head anymore unless you mess with my daughters. I don't know what to do then, other than go to jail.
Right.
I'm not going to shoot, but I'm going to fight and get my little small behind beat, but I'm going to fight. You mess with my daughters, I'm going to fight. I don't know what else to do. Somebody give me some suggestions. I don't know what to do. Let's get to the truck damages you're suing her for, $2,200.
Okay, Your Honor. This year, August the 16th, I let Miss Larkins use my truck to do some errands with the children. And the next day when I go to pick my truck up, it's been keyed up. Her auntie used the truck and she did not have no permission to use the truck.
The person she gave the keys to.
Correct.
Person she loaned the car out to.
Right.
You loaned
Had
it
no
out
permission.
to her, and without your permission, she loaned it to someone else. That's what we have to get to, however. A victim of a third-party crime is not responsible because she was a victim of a crime too. And you were a victim of this crime, and so the person that owes you all is the perpetrator. However, the person who passes the car along, that's an act of negligence. Anything happens after you've committed negligence, you're responsible for. What do you want to tell me about this, ma'am?
The only thing with that is, Your Honor, I told Mr. White that my aunt would be taking the car. I let him know. You know, I believe they even had a conversation about it. So that's why I don't feel like I'm responsible, because I told him that she would be taking the car.
No, she didn't, Your Honor.
I did.
No, she didn't.
Yes, I did. And I just don't feel like I'm responsible.
Well, it's your burden to prove it, ma'am.
Your Honor.
It's your burden to prove that he knew that the person was taking the car. Any communications you have, you were saying something, because
Your
that's
Honor.
where we're at. If we don't have any independent evidence, all I can go on is whose testimony sounds more likely to be the truth. And that's what happens in cases where there's no direct evidence. Then the judge or jury have to determine who they believe most based on the testimony. Who do they think is lying during the testimony based on what they're listening to? And so do you have any communications, anyone that might indicate that? Or do I just have to keep talking until I catch one of y'all in the lie?
No, Your Honor.
You have any communications saying that I'll pay you back, or I shouldn't have given her the keys? Anything?
Well, Your Honor, the aunt said she was going to pay, but I don't believe so. She had no reason to even let the aunt use the car, because I didn't let the aunt use the car.
She said you did. She said she told you. Why did you tell him in the beginning? Why you knew the aunt needed it in the beginning?
Yes, initially I was going to go with her. It was a funeral service that we were going to. But when I knew that I wasn't going to be able to go, I told her that she can just take the truck. And I also told Jermaine that she was going to take the truck.
Where was he?
He was at his place.
The neighbors.
He was at his place. You had his truck to use.
Correct.
You called him and said, I'm letting so-and-so use the truck.
Correct.
And he said, okay.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, he did. He knew that she was going to
And
do
what
it.
has she said about paying?
They agreed to make some payment arrangements with him, but I'm not sure if anything.
You've
has
never
been-
agreed to pay anything?
No, because I don't believe that I'm responsible, Your Honor. Because, like I said, I told him that she was taking the vehicle.
And he
they
said,
had-
okay.
Yes.
You say you told him. You didn't say you asked.
No, I basically told him.
She
And
That means you had it in your mind you were going to do it without his permission, because you told him, I'm giving her the keys. You told him. You didn't say, can I let her use the car, Jermaine? You just said, Jermaine, get in the car. She get in the car.
I mean, I didn't say it like that, but he did.
Yeah, that's what
object.
you said. You told him.
Yeah.
Jermaine, I'm giving her the car. Period.
No, well, yes, but no. I just, well. I asked him, I said, can she take the car, Jermaine? She has to
You
go.
just changed the story on me. $2,200 is your judgment. I told you I'd talk to y'all long enough and I'll get the truth. And you sure enough, you changed your story. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
I didn't tell nobody to use that truck.
I told you that she was going to take the car. You didn't object.
Well, I don't want to fight.
No fights.
Plaintiff Roxy Long believed the defendant was her soulmate, but she claims their relationship was off and on because he frequently left her to go back to his ex. Roxy's suing him today for breach of contract. Defendant Josh Dennison believes Roxy is suing out of spite because she's a sex fiend and can no longer have him. Josh is countersuing for personal property.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
I've known the defendant for probably 10 years. It's been a on and off relationship from friends to friends with benefits to in a relationship. However, every time that it has come to an end, it has been on his terms, and it has been that he's walked away and went back to someone else that he has been with in the past. And
Different person or the same person?
Primarily the same person. Mm-hmm. And this time, whenever the signs started, I told him that I had felt that he was my soulmate. I loved him beyond anything or anybody that I've ever been with. And he continued to abuse that love and has diminished it to where there's no desire left. And I told him that, and I told him that if he continued to do that, I would be done. And once I was
What's
done,
this other woman like? Is she sharp as you? Is she sharp? Man, that's a bad, what's that, a vest you have on?
Scarf,
Or a
yeah.
scarf.
Yeah.
Got your hair groomed well, got nice glasses. Yeah, will your other woman look like this? Well, I doubt it. You can't get two women that look like as nice as her. You tell me how you've hurt this woman. Go ahead.
We separated, Your Honor, I believe. She's only suing me today out of spite. Because
Which separation?
What's that?
Which separation? She said you run off.
This one.
Every time the other one
We were
walk
together
up the
for
street. What?
We were together for 15 months. I was faithful
She
to
said
her.
10 years off and on.
It was off and on.
Right.
But this time, we lived together.
Okay. This is the first time you lived together?
No, it's not the first time.
Okay. Well, you said this time as
Yes.
if, go ahead.
Well, we lived with my father for a while.
Okay. Together.
Yes.
Go ahead. So
But
you lived
I
together
believe
before.
she's suing out of spite because she can no longer be with me, and she's a sex fiend.
Okay. You overworked the man now. The man got a full-time job, don't you?
I do.
The man got to be to work and have his energy. Yeah. Do you work? You probably don't work.
I work every day.
And still high energy? You're going to be pretty popular leaving out of here today. Well, ma'am, you got your answer now. You've been wondering why over the years. You have too many demands on the man. Lord. See, there go another reason. You just have to learn how to manage a highly energized woman. I mean, manage her expectations and manage her, the demands on you. But there are options than working you to death, sir, if she has her needs. Tell her that. Don't walk off. All right, $722 you're suing him for what?
Dental work that I provided the finances for him to have done.
When was that?
August of 2018.
What was the agreement?
The amount billed was $871.50. And he said since he was working, he would make the monthly payment because I had my care credit through the dental office was 0 interest for 18 months. He'd be able to pay $50 a month on it and have it paid off. He didn't last the 18 months.
Sir?
It was a gift, Your Honor, because we were together. I also bought property.
You know, woman giving you nothing and you don't want to put out? This ain't no gift, dog. Who are you kidding? Did she ever request that you repay her? Ever?
Repay her? Yes.
Yeah. When? Did
Towards
she first
the end.
request it?
Towards the end of the relationship.
I don't know when that was. When is the first month and approximate week, perhaps, that she requested repayment?
Towards the end of May of 2019.
That is a lie. Because the day that he went to the dental office.
You have any evidence, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, let's see that. About when you
Here's the
first
bill.
requested.
Not as far as when it was first requested. Whenever he had the work done, I told him, we made the agreement, and I said, if you don't pay for it.
Anything that reflects an agreement prior to May 19th. Any word about an agreement?
Just a conversation
Any word
that we had.
asking for money?
Yeah, every month.
I just need to see one.
Oh, I don't have anything that in writing.
And you
for it.
loaned it to him August of 18?
Yes, and it was to be paid
In
back
nearly
$50.
a year? And coincidentally, when you all broke up, was the
No.
first time that I don't see any evidence of when you asked. And what he said is reasonable, and that is if the request began only after you broke up.
No, sir. That's not
That's
the
what
way it
I'm
happened.
asking you. Pardon?
We had a conversation in my vehicle as we went home that evening, and I said,
When was the last time you asked for your money?
July 29th.
Prior
again.
to that, when was the last time prior to that?
Let's see, January, February, because he paid.
19? Mm-hmm. All right. Sir, is that
paid.
true? She said she asked for January or February.
I don't think that it is true, Your Honor.
All right. And you have something indicating that? That he either paid, did he pay you anything?
October, November, and December, he
You
paid.
have evidence that he paid. Did you pay her anything on this?
I did pay her.
Why? If it was a gift.
No, not on this, but I did pay her.
I'm talking about this.
No. Yes, I give her money on this.
You just said not on this. Judgment for the plaintiff. Your claim is dismissed. I wouldn't believe a word you said. What's that, ma'am?
It's his toothbrush. He
All
stole
right,
it.
go on home and give it to him. Get on out of here. Throw it at him. No, don't do that. Set it there. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm glad it's over, honestly.
Glad to be done. Him and his obsession that he thinks somebody has with him. Done with him and everything that involves him.
Plaintiff Tiffany Rosario first started dating the defendant after he was released from prison, but they broke up as a result of his cheating. Tiffany claims they reconciled years later, but the defendant was constantly bringing other women to their apartment. She's suing her ex for rent and a loan. Defendant Jonathan Oriana says after he and Tiffany's first failed attempt at dating, he hooked her up with one of his friends, and 2 weeks later, she ended up pregnant. Jonathan insists he never flaunted his other women around Tiffany after they broke up, and he claims she's suing for more than he owes.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
I met Jonathan back in 2008. He was introduced to me by his brother. He had just came out of prison, and I was 19, so I didn't think anything of it. We just started talking. He lived in New York at the time, and I lived in Florida. So when he came down to visit his brother, we connected. It didn't go too well. After he went back to New York, we spoke for a little bit after that, but I guess he wanted to continue to be single. He just came out of jail, so I guess that's what he wanted to do. So we ended things. July of last year, we reconnected. We talked briefly, and he asked me if he could move in as a roommate because he wanted to move to Orlando to be closer to his son, and I agreed. 2 weeks into him moving in, we started dating, and we continued on with our relationship. Some months into the relationship, I realized that I felt he started to still care about his ex-wife, and we started to argue about it. He had pictures on Facebook that I didn't like. I asked him to remove them. He didn't want to. So
Like what?
Just pictures of them together, kissing, and as if they were in a relationship.
Got it.
Yeah. I'm his current girlfriend, so I'm thinking I thought I should be on there, not her.
Were you?
Huh?
You weren't on there?
No, I wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't ask to be put on. I just asked for those pictures to be removed. He had an issue with it, stated there were memories. But I just felt like those are not memories that you should want to hold on to, especially on something that's so public.
Public, yeah.
Yeah. So I asked him to remove them. He didn't. We started to fight. We started the intimacy, and just affection wasn't there anymore. So January of this year, we decided to end the relationship, but we continued to live together. While we were still living together, he started to talk to women, and he felt the need to tell me about it, which I felt like
he would tell you about it.
He told me about it, which I felt like he should have just kept it to himself. We're not together, so fine. What you do on your personal time is your business, but we're still living together, and we're still sleeping in the same bed together. So I don't feel like he should have done that, but he did it. We started to fight more.
Why did you all sleep in the bed together and you weren't actually together?
We continued the whole time, but intimacy wasn't there. I mean, there were times that it would go for long periods of time, that we weren't intimate. But I still had feelings for him, and it was hard for me to let go. For whatever reason, it was just hard for me to let go. So I accepted certain things, but I just felt like he should have done it not in my presence, and
Absolutely.
I felt like if he was going to be intimate with them, to just wait till he moved out.
Be respectful to
Yes. But he didn't want to, and he kind of
try not to hurt you for sure.
Exactly. But he continued to do it, and he didn't want to stop. So of April.
Let me hear from you, dog.
Well, Judge Mathis, there's always two sides of the story. So, we met in 2008. I was just coming out of prison. I was visiting my brother. He knew Tiffany Rosario, and he introduced me to her. And we kind of hooked up, nothing serious. And I went back to New York. And she had a phone that she had extra, and she sent it to me, and I was using it or whatever. But we weren't together. She just did that, being kind.
But I thought we were heading in the right direction, so that's why I did that.
I never insinuated that. So but,
he did.
Anyway,
he did a lot of times.
So anyway, I felt like it was too fast, too soon. She was being too clingy, so I sent the phone back. And I actually introduced her to one of my friends, who she later on had a kid with. So even
how long after?
Like right after, like maybe a few weeks.
This is back in the
2008. Yeah.
Got it. Mm-hmm.
All right. So a year later, I came back to Florida.
Did she give him the phone?
Huh? Say it again.
Did she give him the phone?
Yeah, she did.
Well, you lucky then. That phone carries babies with it.
Yeah, no.
Go ahead.
No, I dodged the bullet. But so anyway, so a year later, I went back to visit my brother. And then me and Tiffany rekindled. I was going to see my best friend, and I saw her, whatever, and right away I moved in with her. I left a job in West Palm Beach. It wasn't to be roommates. I mean, she only has a 2-bedroom. She has kids, so roommates don't sleep in the same room together. You know what I mean? So
it was to be roommates. That's what the agreement was.
There wasn't an agreement. That's her recollection of it, but that's not true.
I believe you on that.
Okay, so anyway.
Man, ain't go from no
it was
roommate
roommates.
to lover in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, we slept.
When that man moved in with you, he wanted you and you wanted him.
We slept together.
The very same day I went into the house, we had sexual relations.
I know that.
Roommates don't do that.
But it was roommates.
And if that is, I want a whole bunch of them, But
well, that's what you have. That's what he does.
Go ahead.
So, I wasn't working. She knew I wasn't working when I got into the home. I just left the job in West Palm. I was relocating into the area. There was no written agreement. I wasn't on a lease. So when I started working, I started contributing to bills. I was paying half the rent.
But what about rubbing all these women in her face, sir?
No, it wasn't so much rubbing the women in her face.
That's a lie.
You got to understand, the whole time I was with her, now I went into her home that she had 3 kids, okay? And none of them were mine, and I took on a family. I should have been put on a pedestal for that, you know what I'm saying?
You were.
What I'm saying is that, I'm taking on this responsibility.
Give us some credit, yeah.
And every time it's just my ex-wife. That's my Facebook. That's my memories. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to have anyone tell me what I should do with my Facebook. It's not like it was pictures that was current. It was old pictures. So, it's just, this is
what
not
about
just a
this
woman.
other
This
stuff?
is
Laying in there talking to your women on the phone while you're in the bed with her, and
No,
then
see,
even
I wouldn't
asking
do that.
her
No.
opinion, asking her opinion on your women.
No. That's not what happened at all. Well, in January, all right, we had an argument, and I used to go outside to the staircase to smoke a cigarette. So she would come out there, continue the argument. So the cops were called by neighbors. So the cops came to the residence. There was another time where I was actually going to leave the residence because I was, texting. I never called on the phone. I used to text. I could have been texting anyone.
Man, you say he called.
He was on the phone with them a couple times.
Texting or calling?
Both. He called.
No, I never
The females
called,
called
Your
at
Honor.
6 o'clock in the morning.
I never called, Your Honor.
And when he
6
was-
my job,
and when he
if
was
I
in the
called, I
staircase,
in
he
my
was
car,
talking to them.
I was in my car heading to work if I was calling them.
All right.
I never
No,
called them
that's a
while I was
lie.
in the home. I mean,
You don't come across as a bigger dog as I thought you were, so. I'm gonna
Definitely
get to
is.
the,
I appreciate
I'm gonna get
that.
He
to the
definitely
rent.
is.
What's the rent and the loan, ma'am? What's the rent?
Okay, so then after we broke up, the agreement was that he was going to pay $500 a month for rent.
Beginning when?
July of last year.
And what happened?
Well, he had a job lined up. It fell through, so he couldn't start right away.
When did he tell you he would begin paying?
He started paying in October, so then that's not included in this.
What months does he owe you for?
He owes me for July, August, and September of last year, and March of this year, and half of April this year, because in April of this year, he decided to move out.
All right. And sir, do you owe these months or not?
I do not owe those.
Why?
Because when I went into the home with her, I didn't have a job. I never agreed to any of that. You know, it wasn't an issue.
lying.
If-
When did you get a
during
job?
the
He's
course
lying.
of the
When
When
relationship,
did you get a job?
I got a job in September.
Okay. Did
That's
you
when
begin
my-
paying in September?
Yeah, I started paying as soon as I
No, he
started.
didn't.
As soon as I got a job,
didn't.
as soon as I got a job that was steady and I knew it was going to be permanent, that's when I started paying. But during those other months, I did contribute some money to her, whatever I had. Not all,
Did
of
you
course.
pay
but
in September?
I did pay in September. Yes.
How much? 500?
Might have been a little less because it wasn't a full check.
He did
Maybe
not
like
pay in
400.
September.
And how about March?
Yeah, it was. I paid. See, it was
of
more than
17.
500 though.
March of 17. Well,
No, he
all
did
she
not pay.
wants is 5.
Right,
March
but
of
it was
17.
more. It was more than it was.
Oh, you better stick with what she wants then, not more.
Okay.
Now, did you pay in March of 17?
No,
In March of 17, yes, I did.
he's lying.
And April, you moved out?
I moved out, but I was still staying there. I had a few items.
How did you pay? You say you paid in September
I would
and
give
in
her
March.
money, cash, things of that nature. I mean,
Okay. How was he paying?
He used to give me cash so I could put it in my bank account, and I paid through my bank account to the.
Okay. How am I to
apartment
determine who is telling the truth? Do you have any evidence? How would
I have
know?
text messages because on top of the rent that he owes me, I also gave him a loan of $4,000
When
to
was
get
that?
a car. I believe it was February of this year. His car broke down,
All right.
And I
when
helped
was he?
him out.
How much was it?
$4,000.
And when was he to repay it?
Immediately, he was supposed to
Has
start
he
paying
paid
every 2
anything
weeks.
on it?
$2,300 of it.
All right, sir. What do you say about the loan?
yeah, she my car did break down. Out of the kindness of her, she did lend me the money. There was no immediate payment back. She had a job.
How much do you owe?
I owe $1,700 as of
All
right
right.
now.
Do you have a defense to not paying?
No, I was paying her. I mean,
His defense was that I got
All right,
back
so
with
you
my
do owe
ex-boyfriend and
that.
he didn't like
So
it.
you agree that you do owe that?
I do owe the money.
Okay.
Yes.
And what text do you have regarding the rent?
I have text messages and also
Regarding the rent?
no rent.
That's
Because
what
that
we're
was a
asking
verbal
for.
agreement. I have the.
I need evidence on the rent,
I understand,
ma'am.
Your Honor. But he
Okay,
told
and
me,
you agree you owe what on the rent?
I owe no money on the rent.
Your Honor,
That's his opinion.
I thought you was gonna say loan right now. I'm like, yeah, I owe
Honor.
$1,700 on loan.
can I say one thing? I'm a single mom of 3 kids. I'm not desperate for love.
$1,700 is your judgment. I believe when you all moved in together, you were moving
but Your
in
Honor, you really
as
think I'm gonna
mates,
move in?
like he said.
But
you
he didn't
did.
pay rent.
You tried to deny that you were even mates when he first moved in. A lot of people don't charge their mates money if they're not working, which was the case.
I did,
when
because he
moved
told me he
from
had a
out of
job
town.
lined up.
$1,700 is your judgment.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
I'm sorry she feels that way. She's just bitter.
I'm absolutely not bitter.
I wish her the best. I mean,
I'm in a relationship that he was banging on my door about, begging to get back with me. I'm not gonna let someone just move in with me when I have 3 kids.
She's
He's
in a
lying.
relationship where
He's
her
lying.
old baby father.
You're absolutely right. You're mad because you're not with your
I'm
wife.
mad.
You're mad because you're not with your wife, and yet you're
Okay.
still harvesting feelings. You
Okay.
look so pathetic.
Well, the judge thought
That's
otherwise.
fine. Because you played on a good show, and that's absolutely okay.
Okay.
You use me and my 3 kids, and that's okay. That's all it
not
is.
true at all, but you have
Okay.
a nice life.
Yep.